army resettlement schemes by forging the signatures of ex-army men and jawans for running coal truck business. While a meager stipend is paid to the army men, the mafia end up getting huge profits.
Korba, Chhattisgarh. Coal trucks move along the highway, headed to transport coal to and from many mines that dot this region. It is here that the mafia has complete sway and is exploiting army jawans to make huge profits. Coal transportation companies are allotted to ex-army officers by the resettlement wing of the army. They in turn employ jawans in whose name the trucks are to be operated. It is here that the mafia muscles in.
Whenever an officer turns come, the mafia, without knowing the officer, informing the officer, they come to know through DGR the name and address of the officer. They go and contact him, and with the threat and with the some benefit given to him, they try to buy the company from him.
The mafia exploits the jawans by using their names, documents and signatures to run these trucks. While each coal truck can earn them close to 20 lakhs a year, the jawans are paid a petty stipend of 2,000 rupees a month, which also stops after some time.
They detail their own men to go and contact in villages of Haryana, widows, Jawan, JCO, ex-servicemen, Navy and Air Force, and they form, collect around 30 discharge book of these people and get their signature on blank papers of affidavit so that they can raise the loan for the tipper from their own finance company.
Our investigation took us deep into mafia territory in Korba. Men working with the mafia, caught on camera, told us how ex-servicemen just sign documents without investing money and are paid a stipend of 2,000 rupees a month. The signatures of the ex-servicemen obtained by the mafia are then used to withdraw money from their accounts, which is paid to them by subsidiaries of Coal India.
ये आपकी कंपनी के नाम है, इंडिविजुअल के नाम पे? इंडिविजुअल के नाम पे। अच्छा। वो आपको कोई चिंता नहीं है, आपके कागज पूरे मिलेंगे। हाँ। आपकी एलोशन निकाल। ये एक्स सर्विसमैन की गाड़ियाँ हैं ना? तो उनसे हमने उनसे डील करना है कि आपसे डील करना है? आपने मेरे से डील करना है। आपको पूरे डॉक्यूमेंट निकाल कर देना है। अच्छा।
A coal transportation company sponsored by the DGR should have at least 75% ex-servicemen, which cannot be sublet to anyone else. The entire work has been taken over by the mafia. The ex-servicemen, if any, are hired just for supervisory work by the mafia.
हमारे रिश्तेदार हैं, वो एक्स-सर्विसमैन हैं। 2.5 साल पहले रिटायर हुए हैं, हम भी कैप्टन। तो उनकी गाड़ी वाड़ी लगाने का यहाँ पे क्या हिसाब किताब होगा?
वो तो सर बात करनी पड़ेगी अपने ऑफिस से। एक्स-सर्विसमैन की गाड़ियाँ लगती है।
अच्छा। कितनी की इन्वेस्टमेंट कितनी की होती है उससे?
ऑलरेडी कस्टमर को 3,000 देते हैं।
हाँ जी?
3,000 रुपये मंथली देते हैं।
अच्छा। गाड़ी का?
The retired jawans who sign off on papers unsuspectingly are left high and dry. Their pensions often mortgaged to buy the trucks. The stipend just a meager amount. Their only means of earning snatched away.
जैसे 2.5-3 साल से नहीं है गाड़ी, मेरे को पक्का ध्यान नहीं है, तो देख के बताना पड़ेगा।
कितने पैसे मिलते थे, किन लोगों से अपील करते थे?
2 गाड़ियाँ लगी मेरी, 2,000 रुपये, 4,000 रुपये पर मंथ।
In 2007, the scam was the subject of a parliamentary inquiry which demanded a CBI probe. Little seems to have changed on the ground since then. Questions have also been asked of the Army's resettlement wing, which has been unable to counter the mafia.
Times Now's investigation has shown that the mafia holds sway in the coal transportation business in Chhattisgarh. Using muscle and money, they exploit the retired army officers and jawans. And despite repeated probes, very little seems to have changed on the ground. With video journalists Yash and Abhay, Shamsher Kant for Times Now.
All right, let's now go across to Shamsher Kant, who in fact got us this piece of investigation. Now, Shamsher, take us through how this mafia actually misuses the ex-servicemen's resettlement scheme.
Sanket, this is a well-oiled scam which has been going on for the past over 15 years. The whistleblower wrote to the former Army Chief, General V.K. Singh, when he was in the office in October last month. In turn, General V.K. Singh forwarded his letter to the DGR, where the whistleblower suspects that the insiders are present who are helping the mafia run this scheme. Now, how this mafia is running this scam is when there's a scheme of the Ministry of Defence which is run by the Director General Resettlement to resettle retired army officers and jawans, and the DGR allots them work of transporting coal from coal mines to railway racks from where it can be transported to other parts of the country. Now these mafia people, they have taken over the entire business virtually by either by coercing the ex-servicemen, either by using money or muscle. They have insiders in the DGR, suspectingly, who pass them on information whenever a retired officer is allotted a company. The mafia approaches that retired officer, pays him one-time payment. If the officer doesn't agree, then coercive methods are used, and he's forced to give his company and accept payment. It is a huge sum which is paid to him, and then starts the process of enrolling jawans and their widows. And they are unsuspecting people who are made to sign papers, checks in advance, and they are paid a stipend of meager amount of 2,000 rupees.
All right. A massive scam there. Shamsher Kant getting us all the latest details. Some more breaking news coming in on this story. In fact, let's take a look at what's breaking here on this story on the live report, taking a tough view of the stalling tactics of the Defence Ministry. The Central Information Commission has strongly urged the Defence Secretary Shashikant Sharma to investigate cases of alleged corruption in the Directorate General of Resettlement in the Defence Ministry. Let's go across to our National Affairs Editor, Srinjoy Chaudhary, for all the latest. Srinjoy, it seems that the government has in fact taken cognizance of what is actually going on.
Yes, well, this is the order that has come from ML Sharma in the CIC. And what really happened was there were some officers, retired officers, who were dealing with DGR in the past and who have been disgusted by the way corruption has spread in the Directorate General of Resettlement in the Defence Ministry. So much so that to find out how this trail of money and corruption was spreading within the DGR, they had asked for certain documents which were not classified, which were not secret, which were not top secret. And what they've got in reaction to that was silence. In desperation, they had gone to the CIC to ask for these documents. And we find they are not particularly old documents. They are not particularly secret documents. 161 of these note sheets attached to sponsorship letters. And for instance, the coal issue is only one of these cases. Now, one of the cases could be many other things that are given to officers and men. Now, 161 of these sponsorship letter note sheets have gone missing, which basically means that people are trying to hide the truth. And that is why the CIC has issued an order requesting the Defence Secretary to look into it. What we hear now from the Defence Ministry is that the Secretary in charge of resettlement will be asked to look into the issue and come up with a report.
All right.
The whole point is that the system is so corrupt in the resettlement department, it will be very difficult to get things done. Sanket.
It needs to be looked into. Srinjoy Chaudhary, our National Affairs Editor, getting us all the perspective on this entire story and how the CIC is actually taking action. Still to come on the live report, the